Yeah. So can anyone tell me what has happened in the last class? So what all topics we covered in the last class, guys?
Critical rules.
Okay, so before going for critical rules, I think we solved few more problems based on your block diagram reduction technique. That are the first 9 rules. So I hope everyone got a clear picture on that, how to solve the problem. So today we'll try to wind this block diagram by solving one example problem on this critical rule. Before going for that, any doubts, anyone till that 9 reduction techniques? So before I go to the critical rule, explanation is done. So problem we'll try to understand today. Just only one small change, that's all. Apart from that, remaining same procedure. So any doubts, anyone till that 9 reduction techniques, and what is the meaning of critical rule number 11 and 10? Is it okay till there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So let's proceed then. Uh, you can see the question here. See, clearly they are going to tell you use rule number 10 or 11, whatever it is. In general, they may give a hint that it is a critical rule. So it is a combination of rule and 10 also, 9 also, depending upon the problem. So you need to use a block diagram. So this is the last type of problem what you can expect in this. Few times they won't mention this that you have to solve using critical rules, but by seeing the question you should be able to judge. Okay, so there are 2 critical rules we went through. So moving your summing, a block, moving your takeoff point or breakaway point ahead of your summing point is one rule. Similarly, before your summing point is second rule. Correct? Huh? So any difficulties, anyone to understand that rule? Is it okay? Shall we move on to problem?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So let's move on. So look at the question. So whether they are given this question or not, you least bother about this. If they give, you'll get a hint. If they won't give, then you should debug. Say they are given hint clearly for you. Look at this dot. Nothing but what it is. It is called as breakaway point. So this breakaway point is moving towards what, guys? What is this? Is it rule number 9 or 10? I mean, is it comes in a rule number first 9 or last 2? This is generalized one,
First
right?
9, sir. First 9.
Yeah, good. See, always remember whenever you have a summing point with breakaway point, then only the logic of critical rules will work, either this side or from this side. Okay. So unless until it remains with the same procedure what we learned. Okay. So now the first point is clearly mentioned that I need to take this breakaway point ahead or before. It is before your G2. So if I move this from here to here, what is the variation? What is the new diagram? So let me copy one diagram for safer side so that you'll understand better. I'll keep this. I'll paste it here. Yeah, guys. Okay, we'll keep changing with this diagram now. We'll keep the original as it is. Okay, now you should tell me. So the first point, first step in this problem is I need to make this breakaway point behind my G2. So you need to move this from here to here. So if we move from here to here, what is the change I am asking? What does the rule says? What you should do?
G2 cascade with H1, sir.
Good. So what I should do? You can see the connection is here. It is connected. It is not. It's a jump, I think, right? I hope you know what is the meaning of jump, correct? Na? So there is no way connection to H2. Straight away H1 is connected here. If I make any change from this back end, so this G2 has to be multiplied to with your H1. Good. So step number 1 over. So I will eliminate this point from here now. So let me erase this. So this point won't be here. So this point won't be here. It will come to this junction. So any doubts, anyone? What is the meaning of step number 1? Is it okay? So this is, again, I will create a jump here. So this is how the connection look. So extra thing I should do is what, guys? I should multiply what was the block I am moving from G2. So you need to move G2 here. So I hope step number 1 is clear to everyone. Step number 1 is clear.
Yes, sir.
So now your breakaway point is here. So it means, let me remove this. This is not there, right? So step has been moved. Good. So 1 is over. Now check out the things carefully. Any possibilities are there to do any simplification without any applying rules? Just observe once. Is it possible? No, right? Because
No, sir.
this breakaway point, if it is somewhere here, I could have done something. But since all are considered in between, I can't do anything. So now check out the things carefully. What is the thing I should make? See, your H2 is okay. Before that, how many forward paths and feedback paths? I told you this is the first step you're supposed to understand whenever you
Two
solve
forward.
any. Okay, 2 forward up. So let's trace it. So input to output. So this is your 1. And this is what you told second one. Okay. Is it okay, guys? 2 forward paths. Yeah. So now tell me the feedback paths. Output to input. So output to input is this. This one. This is your 1 feedback path. And similarly, you have one more here. Is it so? Correct, Nayar? Any other things?
Yes, sir.
Any other things? Only two each, right? Is it okay till here? Shall I proceed? Now you should tell me what is the thing going to happen after this. So which rule you are going to implement? The breakaway point is here. So there is one feedback path here. There is one feedback path here. So I can't take anything else because of this presence of breakaway point. So if I move this breakaway point here, if you move this breakaway point here, then this becomes one feedback path. And similarly, this becomes one feedback path. Agree? Agree or not?
Yes, sir.
So now you should tell me which rule it is. Is this a concept of your critical rule now?
Yes, sir.
So that is where I told you analyze the question. So whenever you are taking the breakaway point ahead or before your summing point, there comes the 2 critical rules what you learned. So now what rule it is? Is it rule number 11?
Yes, sir.
So in the question they are given 10, it should be 11. Okay. So that's why I told don't worry about this rules. Stick on with the procedure. So now I'm moving my breakaway point before my summing point. So before my summing point means, so what is the diagram look like now? So I will just trace this path. So after moving this here, what will happen to this junction is what I should know. So how it looks? How it looks? So any of this, this will be remain same. This G1 remains same. And anyhow, you told this to our cascade, so I can make it to one block. Cut up. So if we replica this, okay, let me do the change here only to understand. So now I will remove this. So similarly, this point went off. So this is moving further, means this won't be here. So this won't be here. Okay. Right. So it has existing in this position now. So if we do that change, what is the change will happen here? So this point occurred here. Correct. So this is a summing point. I'm moving before means I should add one more summing point here. I hope you remember the rule number 11, everyone. So I'm adding one summing point here, and this combination should be given to, this is colored.
Feedback, sir.
Yeah. So this is a path what I'm talking. So now you need to connect what? So you need to connect a cascade connection of this. That is your H1 and G1. So this two becomes one, H1 G1. So this combination is given to this.
Sorry,
Sarinappa? Sorry, H1 and G2. Yeah, correct. H1 and G2. And this one connection is here. So here you can write, let me change the color for your reference. So plus is here. Okay. So similarly, I need to connect this to this also. Agree? So there is a connection you can see here. Because this summing point, this is what we learned. Yes or no, yeah? There should be a connection for this H2 also and this H1 G2 also. Is this a new diagram?
Yes, sir.
So after applying your critical rule number 11, if I move this breakaway point here, so I need to add one more summing point such that I should balance the things. So that is what happened here. So any doubts, anyone with this step number 2? If anybody have doubts with step number 2, you can ask me. So first step was we have moved this branch point here. That is why we have multiplied G2 here. Okay. So we can't proceed with the problem. So we have to move this breakaway point ahead. I mean, before your summing point, there comes your critical rule. That is what we applied. So is this okay till here to everyone? Is it okay to everyone till here?
Yes, sir.
Now observe the diagram carefully. How it is here? Is it like two feedback paths are connecting to this common summing point? So what type of things we have to apply now? What is the separation we should do here? This type of problem you already solved, no? If there is a summing point which connected to two forward paths, then what is the procedure will follow? If there is one summing point, so connected to this way also, I am going to make this change. What is the change I am asking?
Splitting of summing point.
Splitting of summing point of feedback path. Appa. So if we make feedback path separation, automatically summing point will go away. Correct? So separating the feedback path is what you're supposed to do whenever you say such kind of things. Yes or no, Tilia? Is it okay? I'm asking you people only. So now you should tell me how to split that. How to split this. So if we split your G1, H1, G2 along with this is going to be one path. Similarly, H2 along with this is going to be one more feedback path. And if I separate this, you can look at here. So this summing point, what you can see here, this summing point is connected to H1, G2 also. Similarly, H2 also. It means we need to add one more path here. We need to add one more. Why it is not taking just a second. Okay, now it's fine. I need to take one more path which consisting of combination of these two. So minus is here. You can see minus is there. So can I write it as minus H1, H2 and G2. Can I write this as minus H1, H2 and G2 as one more path. which connects like this. After splitting the summation point, sorry, the summing point, so this connection is 1. Okay. Similarly, this remaining is as it is. So this summing point is existing for H1, H2 one separately. Similarly, H1, H2 and G2 combination also because of this connection. Because of this connection. Is this path is clear? Okay, let me go with this explanation. Yeah, look at here. This is what I'm telling. So is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Look at here. So this is what step 1. Then step 2, what we done is this. So now what you are trying to trace is separating the feedback paths. You can look at here. So this path, what you can see the cursor, the arrow mark, that is one feedback path. Similarly, from output to input, this is one more feedback path. So look at the summing point. This summing point is purely connected to H1 G2. Similarly, H2 also, H1 G2 also. And you can be very careful, there is a minus symbol here. So because of this minus symbol connection, I have traced one more outer path. So how it looks? It look like this. Look at the things carefully and tell me if you have doubts. Look at here. So this is separate, and you can make a one more path here. This is because of the both connections given. Is it okay till here? Is it okay till here to everyone? If you have doubt, ask me, I'll repeat once more.
Sir, repeat.
You got this last step?
Yes, sir.
So I hope this point is agreed to everyone, right? So do you remember we have solved many problems like this, separation of feedback paths. If this summing point is connected here, it is connected to G1, G2. Similarly, it is connected to H2. Agree with that?
Yes, sir.
So if we separate the path, see this is one path. So it means this summing point won't come for this path. So directly I can connect H1, G2 here. So this completely become one path. Okay, na? Is this okay till here?
Yes, sir.
So I have eliminated this plus part. Similarly, I have minus part from the summing point, right? So to eliminate that, what is the thing I am adding? I am adding one more extra block
Plus
which
one.
involves combination of these two. Yes or no? That combination of these two itself is what this diagram is. Is it okay? This part. Still doubts, anyone? See, we have removed this summing point, or we have changed or separated the feedback paths. If we separate like this, if we combine this to one summing point, the same. See, this minus is there, right? This is because of that minus what I showed. One plus will go towards this side, one more minus will come toward this side. So why I wrote H1, H2, G2? Because that summing point is connected to H1, G2 along with H2. Agree? If you combine all together, then only you can write this separate path. So this is what the path you have mentioned, right? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So now you should proceed. What is the thing will happen from now onwards? Yeah. So writing this step is very, very important. If you know this much, the remaining will place with respect to your normal reduction technique rules, first 9. Okay, now look at this carefully. I can't make any parallel combination of this. Only one change you can make is this. So this can be reduced. This can be reduced. This is one feedback path. Agree here?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So this you can reduce using a formula G divided by 1 plus G into H. So you got this reduction to one block. Fine. But look at this path. So there are two summing points in between G2. So if any one is not there, then you could have done one more path. Cut up. So what is the thing we should know? There comes your reduction technique of your summing point. So if you move the summing point before this, what will happen? So if you move like that, this summing point will come here. Then that time also we can't do any change. We need to interchange these two summing point such a way that this summing point and G3 is separate and this summing point G2, H2 are separate. Agree?
Yes, sir.
So to conduct the next step, you can reduce this to one block if you want, or you can reduce this and you can do this later also, not an issue. So this step is very, very important. What I'm moving the cursor, move the summing point before your G2. If you move that, what is going to happen? I need to, what is the logic? It's the reverse logic of your breakaway point, right? So I should multiply by 1 by G2 for this G3.
1 by G2.
Good. So it is G3 divided by G2. After moving this here, this becomes G3 by G2. But still we can't do anything because two summing points are together. There is a concept called interchanging of summing point I taught you. Do you remember? Do you remember?
Yes, sir.
If we interchange like that, then this G3, this summing point is one category. This summing point G2, H2 is one category. So how it looks? It looked like this. Just observe the kings carefully. Look at here. So this step is after interchanging the summing point. Okay, now.
Yes, sir.
So if you able to solve till here, then remaining procedure you will do easily. So before proceeding further, if anybody have doubts till here, let me ask. Any doubts, guys?
Repeat that last step.
Last step. Okay. So till here, is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So what I told, so if you observe this diagram carefully, we can make this G1, H1, D2 as one feedback path and we can eliminate to a single block. That can be possible. If you look at this side, it is not possible because of the presence of summing point. So what I am telling, if you move this summing point before your G2, then this becomes G3 by G2. So then how it looks? So let me go to paint. So we are discussing with respect to this path. So I will just write things what is left out here. So here one summing point is there. So here you have G2 and you have one more summing point. Okay. So this is having a feedback of H2. Right. So then there is one more G3. G3 is considered like this. And this is given to this summing point. So this is how it looks, guys. Is it okay? Is it okay till here? So now what I told, if you want to solve this side part, we need to move this summing point before your G2. Okay. If you move this, what's the thing I told? You need to do divide by 1 by G2 here. So this block become G3 into 1 by G2. So it becomes G3 by G2. Is it okay till there? Then how this diagram look? It look like this. There is summing point. So this is this one, this summing point. Okay. So now I'm moving this one means it look like this. So there is one more summing point after movement. So after movement. Okay. So it means this connection will be given to my G3 by G2. And this connection is there. Okay. So look at the things carefully. So here plus is there. So here you have G2. Okay. And here you have H2. So is it how it looks after doing the thing what I told? Everyone, is it okay till here? So this is
Yes, sir.
G2, this is H2. So observe the things carefully. If you keep the summing point like this, you can't solve the problem, because this H2 G2 should work only for this summing point, and this G3 work for this summing point. For that purpose, what I told, we can have a one more technique where we can interchange the summing point. We can interchange this too, right? Yes or no? If you interchange, this will come here, this will go here.
Yes, sir.
So how it looks? That is what the diagram I showed there. Is it fine now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is it visible, guys? So this was a step we implemented, and this is how the diagram look like. So this is the thing what you want to do after swapping your summing point. I hope the things are clear till here.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now. Shall I move on? So I think from here onwards you can tell me answer. So this single block you got because of this feedback. So now you can go ahead. So this is a parallel block, right? So G3 by G2 is there. So it means what you're going to do parallel. So if nothing is there, means what you should take?
One.
Good. So this block become 1 plus G3 by G2. Okay, Nappa? Then what is going to happen for this? This is going to be G2 divided by
Elimination.
1 plus G2 H2. Okay, na? So this is one block, this is one block, this is one block. So all three are in cascade now? Yes or no? This block, this block, this block, answer, all are in cascade? Yes or no, yaar?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So if you make all three are cascade, see, this is how it looks, right? So here they have taken simplified G2 plus G3 for further simplification. So all three looks like a cascade. So this cascade has become to one block. Agree? Then again, what is the last step now? You need to apply.
Elimination of it. Elimination.
That's it. If you do that, whatever the final answer left out, that itself is your transfer function. I hope everyone got how to solve the problem if they give based on critical rules.
Yes, sir.
So if anybody have doubt, you can ask, or else that completes your block diagram concept. Yes. Is it okay to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if you say fine with this, then that completes your block diagram concept. So we have finished from model number 2 transfer function for 6 to 8 marks, and remaining 16 marks from this block diagram. So you're left out with one more 16 marks, that is next concept called as signal flow graph. So if you say okay till here, so I will move on. Is it fine with everyone?
Yes, sir.
Good. So let's move on to next concept, that is the last part of this model number 2, signal flow graph. So as the name tells, signal flow graph. See, what is the thing you learned in this block diagram? What is the thing you learned in this block diagram concept? Yeah. What is the advantage of block diagram? What are the points I told about block diagram here? Forgot already. No answers from anyone? What exactly block diagram does? You're representing.
We can find transfer
Presenting
function.
pictorial, sir.
Yeah, so the pictorial representation of any system is what you learned in block diagram. Correct, Appa? So what are the things you involved in this block diagram? So block diagram consisting of blocks, then you add summing point, then your feedback paths, breakaway point, everything. Correct now? See, if the complexity of system is increasing, I'll repeat, if the complexity of the system is increasing, then implementing this block diagram will become little bit tedious. Means more complicated systems, it is not applicable. So in order to overcome this drawback, so the new advantage came, that is where your signal flow graph comes to picture. So I hope you got the signal flow graph meaning. I'll write short form SGF, signal flow graph. So what is the drawback I told in the block diagram? If the system is more complicated, so your block diagram is not convenient to solve such kind of things. So there comes a new rule called as signal flow graph. Is that okay with first one? Everyone, is it okay? Yes or no, yaar?
Yes, sir.
So what is the difference? Slight difference we'll just analyze. So with respect to your block diagram, we'll write a short form block diagram BD here. So the block diagram had a concept like this. So you had a block. So ultimate goal of both is what here? To find.
Transfer function.
Good. So to find transfer function is a logic. Okay. So you're giving input here. You're getting output. Right. So R of S, C of S. So this was your G of S or a G. So we used to find transfer function output by input. So this type of representation is what you learned in block diagram. So same with respect to signal flow graph, I'm just writing a signal, but the advantage here is you can implement for any complex network because we don't have any blocks to be writing here. We just need to write a flow of the signal. That's all. See here, you can make a difference now, everyone. So this is your G and this is your R of S and G of S. So you can look at the change from that diagram to this diagram. Whatever blocks you have, you are seeing the path, that is the different directions, and you are connecting like this. That's it. So this is what the advantage of your signal flow graph. Is this second point is clear? After knowing the disadvantage of block diagram, we got to know advantage of signal flow graph. Then I showed you how the picture representation look like. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is the first difference. So they may ask you to write a difference between block diagram and signal flow graph for 6 to 8 marks. So at least 8 points should be there. Okay. So both are applicable to your LTA system. So this is your model number 2, second part we will discuss. So in general, I will tell LTA means linear time invariant system. Linear time invariant system. So I think in your signals I'm talking, okay, in your signals there is a second chapter. After learning about systems in second module, you're going to learn something called LTA, linear time invariant. So I hope in network analysis we have clearly mentioned what is the difference between linear network and non-linear network. Do you remember? Do you remember? What is the meaning of a linear network? The same logic applies here also. Yeah. Yes, guys, I'm asking you people only. What is the meaning of the word linear?
Straight.
Linear means straight or constant. With respect to network, if you talk, what type of linearity we are discussing? What type of? See, if you take any Electrical network, it involves your three elements, three passive elements. Agree? RLC. Sorry and wrong. If I apply voltage for this, do you think the value of resistor, capacitor, inductor will get changed?
Yes.
That is called as linear system. Am I clear? If the value of R was 10K, so after supplying voltage, it won't become 20K. Will it become 20K?
No, sir.
So such kind of system is what I told linear. So this is what I told. So both block diagram as well as signal flow graph is applicable to this type of linear systems, not with non-linear system. That is the first thing. Second thing, in case of block diagram, element are represented by a blocks. This is an element, right? This element are represented by a block. But in case of signal flow graph, there is no element. There is just a variable. You can see a G. G is just a variable. There is no element like this. That is represented by nodes. You can look at here. I've done some bubbles at input level and output level. So these are called as nodes. So there are some terminologies you need to know that I will discuss after knowing this difference between. Is it okay? What I told the second difference. So first difference was the block diagram how to represent. Second was linear. Both are applicable to. There is no difference in this. It is a common term. Then we went through with element of block diagram is represented by a blocks, but here not element, it's a variable. You should replace element with a variable represented by nodes. You can see node to node connection. Is it okay till here?
Yes, sir.
Then difference number 3, we used to have a summing point as well as a takeaway point or a breakout point with respect to my block diagram. So we went through with this concept, correct now? So there is no such concept involved in this signal flow graph. That is your next difference. So I'll repeat, summing point and takeoff point or breakaway point or pickoff point are used, but here that type of things are not used. And next point is we had a concept of feedback path. Yes or no? We had feedback paths in this block diagram.
Yes,
Correct,
sir.
yeah? So that feedback path is replaced with feedback loops. So you're not going to call it as a path now. You're going to call it as a loop. So there is a concept of loop comes here. I hope everyone remember the concept of loops in your networks, meshes and loops. Yes or no? So closed path is called as a loop and mesh. Agree?
Sir.
So is it fine? So you have feedback path present here and here it is not present. In instead of that, feedback loops are present. Okay. So next point is you can have self loops in case of signal flow graph. Self loop. I will repeat the word self loop exists in signal flow graph, and that type of self loop are not present in block diagram. So I hope you are making a list right. So if you're not made, just make a thing. So we'll just conclude with the last one more point. So time consumption is more in case of block diagram, and here it is less. So since it doesn't involve any summing point, breakaway point, any block, so the signal will flow easily. It's just like a wire connection. So this is like a block connection. It is like a wire connection. So there is no barrier. Just flow will happen sooner. That's why we'll tell time consumption in case of your block diagram was more compared to your signal flow graph. Is it okay with this difference to everyone? Is it okay with this difference? No response. Yeah. I'm audible or not? Yeah.
Yes, sir. You're audible.
Audible.
Is it fine till here? So everyone got the difference between?
Yes, sir.
Can anyone tell me the difference what I told from the beginning?
So you show first point is pictorial representation, sir.
Good. So this is the picture representation. Good. Next.
Next, both are used in LTI.
Good. So linear time invariant system. This you learn in your signal system topics. Okay. Next.
Block diagram we used to have feedback path,
Yes.
but in signal flow we have feedback loop.
Good. Very good. Next.
Next, in block diagram, time consumption is more. In
Yes.
signal flow, it's less.
Okay. I have one more point. I added one more point. You can see the cursor here. This one.
Branch points and summing points are used in block diagram and
Not branch
in
points, breakaway points. Breakaway points or takeoff point or pickoff point. Three different names you can use. So and summing point are required in block diagram. That is not there in signal flow graph. Is it okay till here to everyone?
Yes, sir.
it is
So this is the
represented in blocks. Nodes.
yes. So it represent with a block and it represent just directly with a signal. I mean elements. So elements are presented with a block. Here you can say variable is represented by a node. That is one more difference. I think 5 to 6 I give, right?
Self loop doesn't exist in block diagram.
Yes, self load doesn't exist. That is also one more point. See, like this, you can keep adding the difference. So it will help you to know what exactly this signal flow graph. So you can also add one more point. It is alternate method for your block diagram. Whenever system is more complex, we won't go for block diagram reduction technique because it is more tedious. Means complexity is more as well as more time consuming. Okay, na? Is it okay till here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So then let's add some features for this blocked signal flow graph. So just make a note of the features. Features of signal flow graph. So signal flow graph is a diagram which represents set of simultaneous equations. I'll repeat. You can see whenever I say signal flow graph, you can write that the short form what I told. SFG is a diagram which represents a set of simultaneous equation. Okay, na? So second point is, so then the picture will come. Who introduced this, right? So this was developed by a scientist called Manson. Manson. So SJ Manson, if you want initial also you can add. SJ Manson was a person who developed this signal flow graph. So later onwards, we are going to use some formula called as Manson's gain formula. So using his Manson gain formula, we are going to find the same transfer function what used to found using block diagram. So first point represents set of simultaneous equation. Second point developed by a person called Manson. Is it okay till there? Shall I proceed?
Yes, sir.
So next point is this method doesn't require any reduction technique. So this method doesn't require any reduction technique. So like how we add in with respect to block diagram, guys. So we had almost 11 reduction technique, right? So such kind of reduction technique is not at all available in this. So what I am giving this you can add in your difference between also. Okay. Return.
Sir.
Okay. Then in this signal flow graph, it consisting of a node. So I hope I already show you the node how it looks. It consisting of a node. See, this bubble is called as a node, and these nodes are connected by a direct line. Correct? So if I connect one node here, if I connect one node here, I am going to join this directly. So this is called as a branch. So the direct line which joins two nodes are called as branches. Am I clear? Everyone. So signal flow graph consisting of nodes, and these nodes are connected by a direct line called as branches. Is it fine, guys? So you have 2 more points. Is it okay? Shall I proceed? Everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So after knowing nodes with connection with direct line of branches, next point is every branch as an arrow. You can look at the thing what I'm writing here. Every branch as an arrow which represents the flow of signal. So if you write arrow mark like this, it says signal is from output to input. If you write reverse, it says, sorry, first one is input to output, second one is output to input. So every branch has an arrow which represents the flow of signal. Am I clear? So direct line is called branch. So each branch has an arrow that represents the way the signal will flow. Is it okay? Okay, last point is for complicated system, when block diagram reduction method becomes more complex. I'll repeat, for complicated system, when block diagram reduction method becomes more complex, or you can use the word tedious. I hope you remember the word tedious, nothing but complexity. Use the word tedious or more complex instead of that, both are same. And time consuming for complicated system, when block diagram reduction method becomes tedious and time consuming, then we will go with a new technique called as SFG. So is it okay till here to everyone?
Sir.
Good. So we'll end with this today's class. So let me come back. If anybody have doubt till here, you can ask. So we'll just introduce a signal flow graph concept. So I told this is the last part in your model number 2. If you finish it, that will be end of your model number 2 for 40 marks. So I told how the 40 marks split up also takes place for you guys. So you can expect block diagram signal flow graph as 2 separate questions. In any one question, you can expect 6 to 8 marks of transfer function. So majority will be given for your block diagram as well as your signal flow graph. So we got some idea about signal flow graph and we got difference between both. So next class we will try to deal with some terminologies what we have and some properties what we should know. Then straight away we'll move on to problems. So here we have to implement a rule called as Mansion gain formula, because a person introduced this signal flow graph. We have to implement this rule. Is it okay till here?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Then we'll stop here. So see you